August of 1942, one of the bloodiest battles in the history of warfare raged in a country by the name of Russia. In a conflict which we know now as the Battle of Stalingrad. The Battle of Stalingrad was one of the bloodiest, most brutal and savage pieces of warfare that has taken place before and even now after. Stalingrad is synonymous in World War II history. You cannot study World War II history without hinting on Stalingrad. But you guys know that I collect a lot of World War II relics. I love teaching history to others. And I love taking all of these items that I have and using them not only in my World War II reenacting and living history events, but I like showing them to you in general, just so you get an idea of some of the things that were used during World War II and help, shape soldiers' lives during World War II, and not just from American standpoints, from German standpoints, but also from Russian standpoints. I am a big I'm a big researcher when it comes to Russian history. I love Russian history. I don't know why. I'm not Russian. None of my family is from Russia. Just Russian history and culture interests me. And I love international foods. I love trying things from all over the world. Well, one of my favorite is, trying Russian foods. I love Russian foods. I love kasha. I love all of the sweet cakes that they have. I love the drinks that they have. I love the history behind their usage of the sunflower. Russian history is just so intriguing to me. But you can't study Russian history without first understanding one of the worst things to ever happen to that country, which was the Battle of Stalingrad. The Battle of Stalingrad claimed the lives of over 2 million people. 2 million people. And that's not just military. For Russia alone, over 1 million people. 1 million people is what Wikipedia has listed, right over 1 million people. Well, that's not accurate. The number would be closer to 2 million because so many people lost their lives during the Battle of Stalingrad, and it just wasn't military troops. It was also civilians. Russia lost so many civilians to atrocities and war crimes and to air raids and bombings that nothing in history has been seen before or like it since. The Battle of Stalingrad was one of the most brutal displays of combat in world history. And in my collection, and the things that I show you and help, try to get someone interested in history, I have a lot of different things. I have some things that are very neat and, you only may see here. And I have some things that, are more common to find. But what's inside of this box is probably one of the most prized possessions now of my collection, because this is a simple reminder of that battle and how brutal it was. And it's a reminder of what can happen if we lose sight of, I guess, loving each other. I don't really know. It's just one of the reminders of how brutal warfare can be. And a lot of people ask, why would you want to own something like that? Why would you want to put that in a collection? Well, the truth is that to me, it's a reminder. It's also a cool piece of military history. Don't get me wrong. But it also stands for something that helps remind you that warfare is not just neat and a neat thing to study sometimes, but it's a reminder that it's also brutal and the worst time of someone's life. For the soldiers that serve in any combat area, for our U.S. soldiers, I can't imagine what must go through your head when you're stepping onto a field of battle with bullets flying over your head. I've never experienced bullets flying over my head, so I really couldn't tell you. I have experienced, as a firefighter, things that you really don't want to see and do, but it's nothing like that. So for our military and our police officers and first responders, it's a reminder that life is so precious and it can end in 1 second. And it was a reminder to me during the Battle of Stalingrad at how many people were actually killed. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and break open this box. This box comes all the way from Russia, all the way from Stalingrad. And I've already opened it, but I want to unbox it for you guys. I couldn't help myself but open it. One of the neat things to me, don't laugh, is the newspapers. All this newspaper is in Russian, and I can't help but finding myself wanting to read it. So we may do that later. But I'm going to very carefully take what's in this out. And let's clear this box. Okay. Here's what we have. As you can see, this is a military helmet that has seen better days. That's because this helmet was in the middle of the Battle of Stalingrad. Now, the holes that you see on this helmet are not holes from rust. They are not holes from someone poking holes in its thing with something. These are actual bullet holes from the Battle of Stalingrad. This helmet was found in Stalingrad and was saved, and I purchased it. When you're holding a military artifact like this, it leaves you kind of speechless. Because this helmet saw combat. You know it saw combat. You can look at this helmet and see bullet holes riddled. Here's a look at the inside of the helmet. And this is a look at the back portion where you can see exit holes. And you can see entry holes right on the top here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 7 or 8 bullet holes in this helmet. This is a Russian helmet from the Battle of Stalingrad, like I said. And it's just been riddled with bullet holes from the battle. So, I hope no one was wearing this when it was shot. Surely, no one was wearing this when they were shot that many times. But, whatever soldier was wearing this very likely probably died. And did not survive that battle. He was one of the 1 to 2 million casualties for Russia during the Battle of Stalingrad. And like I said, it leaves you kind of speechless just sitting here in front of a historic item like this. This item is probably one of the most prized items in my collection now, just because it's a reminder at how brutal warfare can be. And like I said, my only hope for this channel is, I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy, doing these things. And, this past week I had an opportunity to meet one of my role models. And for a long time, I've been kind of questioning these videos, doing YouTube videos a little bit, kind of worrying, is it really making a difference? Is anybody learning anything? Is anybody really watching these videos and making sense of them? I don't really know the answer to that, but when I met this guy that I look up to a lot this past week, it kind of reminded me that I do these videos because I enjoy doing them. I enjoy history. I enjoy everything about history and helping to teach history to others. And if I reach one person, one kid out there, I've did my job, and I'm happy with that. And being able to show items like this is part of my way of helping get someone interested in history. But this item is different. This item is a reminder why we should learn history. It's a reminder of why history is important. And that's kind of what it stands for me, to me, is this is why research, this is why I, collect this stuff and show it off, because of people like this that went through something so horrific, and that probably gave their life in the middle of a conflict, who's, today would have been someone's grandfather and father and uncle. And yeah, I don't know, it just reminds you why you do, why you're interested in history. And, it's pretty neat being able to, and I'm not going to call any names yet. You guys will find out soon enough on the channel who I'm talking about, probably. Or you may not, I don't know. It doesn't matter. What matters is that, I had the opportunity to go out with one of my role models in the history field, and someone I kind of look up to because of the work that they do. And, I respect them, and, it's kind of the same interest that I have, they have. And, we have the same goal, and that's to help teach history to others and get others enthusiastic about history again. And, this is just a reminder of why I love history, because the legacies that these men left, it's important to protect them. Yeah, that's the reason why I support and learn history and to teach history to others. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for sitting with me on my rant. As always, like, share, subscribe, and keep preserving history, please. If you're watching this channel and you're not really a big history buff, well, that's okay. Hopefully I'm able to teach you something, though. Hopefully this channel can help teach you something. Hopefully I'll learn a lot. That's another thing about this channel. I have learned so much from other people. I'll get something wrong, and then I get a message, and that's what it's all about. I love learning, and that's what it's about. So please keep preserving history, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, I'm not gone. Have a little side note for you guys. While I've been sitting here, let me turn the camera around. Hey, okay, so while I've been sitting here, ranting with you guys, the TV turned on by itself. That has never happened. The remote is sitting next to it. And that has never happened. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I don't know. Don't get me started on the ghost thing. We've talked about this before. Kind of weird.